Today I'm going to talk about kids and the best types of movement that they should be doing. This is huge because I see all the time now these kids that are in usually one or two camps. Either they're incredibly sedentary and they spend all of their time playing games, watching TV, on YouTube, doing screen time, which is no good. Or they're on the other end where they specialize in a sport way too young, which can cause lots of issues downstream as they get older. I was reading an article recently which talked about that out of 50 countries that they looked at, the United States was ranked 48th in pediatric cardiovascular fitness, meaning the cardiovascular fitness of our kids was almost dead last in this group of countries that they studied. And that is totally unacceptable. But it makes sense. I've traveled all over the world. And when I go to a lot of I remember when we were in the Philippines, we were on one of the most beautiful islands in the world there. And the area we were in, though, was a really poor area. And the whole time I was there, all I saw were kids outside in the street. They couldn't even afford a soccer ball. They took one of their shoes off and they were using a sandal. And they were kicking it around and playing soccer in the street with a broken sandal. And that's the type of thing that we should be seeing in our kids. Outside playing. I mean, I remember when I grew up, I would get home from school, I may do my homework real quick, and then I went outside and the rule was come back before it's dark. That was it. And I'd go out, we'd play, I'd go bike riding, we'd go climb trees, we would go play football, we would play frisbee, we would do anything that we would explore. I mean, we would just move for hours and hours a day. And we have these kids that are so deconditioned because they either don't get enough movement or they specialize too young. Here's an example of specialization. Baseball. Here's why I bring up baseball. I love baseball. I grew up playing baseball. I played, our team in high school was one of the top teams in the nation. I was looking at getting some scholarships to go play in college. I loved it and I played it year round. The thing is that if you specialize though too young, for example, playing baseball when you're a child and you're not getting exposure to all these different movements and it's constantly swinging one way, throwing one way, and that's all that you're doing, it's a recipe for injury. I mean, it is really going to create some problems later on down the road. So I'm not saying don't play baseball. I love baseball, but do other stuff too. When you're young, you should be playing multiple sports. So you should be, if you're playing baseball, you should also be playing another team sport or rock climbing or swimming or playing on the playground or going hiking and doing all of these other things. Now, if you want to rewind a little more, we wanted to talk about what's the best movement for kids though. Not how do we correct some of these imbalances, but what would an optimal structure of movement look like for kids? Play. Literally, just let them play. Physical play. So I'll give you guys some examples of things. So hiking is a great one. Playing on the playground. Oh my gosh. First of all, you're climbing stairs and you're climbing bars. So you're working on what's known as extensor thrust, which is driving the frontal lobe. You're also doing the monkey bars, which is brachiation and coordination, which is incredibly powerful for not only neurodevelopment, but neuromuscular and skeletal development. And then you're running around, usually it's in the sand, so you're getting some of that balance from side to side, and kids are chasing each other, so it's that constant movement. The playgrounds are an amazing place to be, and I love when I see kids playing on the playground. Rock climbing is another fantastic one because it's so well-rounded. Another one is gymnastics, but you gotta make sure that you have a great coach who knows what they're doing, because I see a lot of spinal fractures, what's known as a spondylolisthesis in adults, and a lot of them had issues because they were gymnasts when they were younger and they overstressed their bodies. So you want to be really careful with that. And then just getting out and having fun. So riding the bike, go playing football with your friends, playing soccer, just watch for the head injuries, but soccer is another great one too. You know, there's all these incredible things when you just let a child play and get some physical activity. And that's the kind of development that we're looking for. So get them off the screens, get them out of just those one sport specializations at such a young age, and get them moving more, moving their full body through natural whole body ranges of movement. and it's really going to set themselves up for success as they get older. So thank you guys for tuning in. Get your kids outside, get them playing, and while you're at it, why don't you get out there and play with them? Enjoy, and I'll see you soon.